Hello, I'm with you on the Imaginary Interviews channel. Today we have a special guest, Spider-Man. Spidey, as he is often called by his fans, not only protects New York from criminals, but has also become a symbol of hope and inspiration for many. Today we will discuss how he overcame the inner demon under the influence of the symbiote and returned to his true self. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more such interesting meetings. Spidey, can you take us back to your first encounter with the symbiote? What were your initial impressions, and how did it alter the course of your life?
When I first stumbled upon the symbiote during one of my cosmic adventures, it was unlike anything I'd encountered before. Its allure was undeniable: enhanced strength, agility, and a sleek new black suit that seemed to respond to my thoughts faster than any technology I'd used. Initially, it felt like a blessing, allowing me to be more effective in my fight against crime. But as time passed, its influence began to reveal a darker side. The symbiote's bonding wasn't just physical, it crept into my mind, amplifying my aggression and arrogance. Suddenly, I found myself taking risks I wouldn't have considered before, crossing ethical lines in pursuit of justice. It was a seductive power, promising to fulfill my deepest desires for strength and control, yet at the cost of my own moral compass. As the symbiote tightened its grip, I began to lose touch with who I truly was, a hero driven by responsibility and compassion. It took a wake-up call, a moment of clarity when I almost went too far in a battle with one of my oldest foes, to realize the symbiote was manipulating me, feeding off my darker impulses. Breaking free from its hold wasn't just a physical battle, it was a psychological struggle to reclaim my identity and reconnect with the values that define Spider-Man. In the end, casting off the symbiote was a painful but necessary step toward rediscovering myself and reaffirming my commitment to protect this city as Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
Balancing your personal life as Peter Parker with the duties of being a superhero must be incredibly challenging. How do you manage to maintain this delicate balance?
The eternal juggling act of Peter Parker's life. It's something that never gets easier, no matter how many years I've been swinging through the city. When I'm not donning the red and blue suit, I'm just your average guy, trying to keep up with work, friendships, and, the occasional date mishap. One of the biggest challenges is keeping my loved ones safe while fulfilling my responsibilities as Spider-Man. There's always this nagging feeling that I could be doing more, but I've learned over time that sacrificing my personal relationships for the sake of crime fighting only leads to more heartache. Finding that balance means making tough decisions, prioritizing emergencies without neglecting those who count on Peter Parker. Of course, secrecy plays a huge role. I can't exactly shout, "Hey, I'm Spider-Man," from the rooftops. It means constantly making excuses for my disappearances and showing up late to social gatherings. It's not ideal, but Aunt May's taught me a thing or two about forgiveness. Yet, amidst all the chaos, being Spider-Man isn't just a burden, it's a calling. Every time I swing into action, knowing I'm making a difference, it fuels me to keep going. And when I do get those rare moments of downtime, I cherish them like gold, knowing they are earned through hard work and sacrifice.
Reflecting on your time under the influence of the symbiote, what were the major mistakes you made that you now regret?
The symbiote brought out the worst in me, amplifying traits I normally kept in check. One of the most significant mistakes I made under its influence was allowing my aggression to take control. There were moments when I became reckless, endangering not just myself but also innocent bystanders. I remember a particular fight with the Vulture where I was so focused on punishing him that I nearly caused a building to collapse, risking countless lives. In hindsight, my usual self would have approached the situation with more caution and strategy, ensuring the safety of everyone around. Another regret revolves around how I treated the people closest to me. The symbiote fed my arrogance, making me push away friends and allies. I became distant, secretive, and outright hostile at times. There was a point when I lashed out at Mary Jane, one of the people who cared most about me. The look of hurt and confusion in her eyes still haunts me. I was too blinded by the power the symbiote gave me to see the damage I was doing to my personal relationships. Additionally, I regret how I neglected my responsibilities as Peter Parker. The symbiote made me believe that being Spider-Man was all that mattered, leading me to ignore my job, my studies, and my Aunt May. There were times when I skipped important events, missed deadlines, and let down people who depended on Peter Parker, not just Spider-Man. This neglect had long-term consequences that took a lot of time and effort to mend. The most haunting mistake was allowing the symbiote to almost permanently alter my sense of self. It took a significant toll on my mental health, pushing me to the brink of losing my identity. The struggle to reclaim who I was and detach from the symbiote's influence was a painful and difficult process. Ultimately, these experiences taught me valuable lessons about the importance of balance, humility, and the strength of my moral compass. Though I regret these mistakes deeply, they've shaped me into a more mindful and resilient hero.
There are aspects of both your personal and public life that you keep hidden from the public eye. What are these aspects, and why do you choose to keep them secret?
Balancing my life as Peter Parker with my responsibilities as Spider-Man means living with a lot of secrets. One of the most significant aspects I keep hidden is my true identity. Revealing that Peter Parker is Spider-Man would put everyone I care about in grave danger. My Aunt May, my friends, and anyone close to me could become targets for my enemies. The very nature of my role as a superhero means that I constantly face threats, and the best way to protect my loved ones is to ensure my identity remains a mystery. Another aspect I keep hidden is the toll this double life takes on me. The public sees Spider-Man as a symbol of hope and strength, but they don't see the exhaustion, the injuries, and the emotional strain. There are nights when I come home battered and bruised, barely able to stand, yet I can't let the world know how much it wears me down. Maintaining that image of invincibility is crucial to keeping the city's morale high. If people knew how vulnerable I sometimes feel, it could undermine their confidence in my ability to protect them. Additionally, I often conceal the personal sacrifices I make. Missing out on important events, failing to uphold commitments as Peter Parker, and the constant stress of leading a double life are all hidden behind the mask. For instance, I've had to skip birthdays, anniversaries, and even funerals to respond to a crisis. The public sees Spider-Man swinging into action at a moment's notice, but they don't see Peter Parker struggling to balance his personal relationships and obligations. My relationships, especially romantic ones, are another area I keep out of the spotlight. The danger of being involved with Spider-Man is immense. Anyone I date becomes a potential target for villains looking to hurt me. Keeping my romantic life private is a way to shield those I care about from harm. It's a lonely path at times, but it's necessary for their safety. Lastly, I keep my vulnerabilities and fears hidden. Everyone has weaknesses, and Spider-Man is no exception. Whether it's my fear of losing loved ones or the anxiety of facing seemingly unbeatable foes, these are things I can't afford to broadcast. By keeping these aspects of my life private, I can continue to be the pillar of strength that New York City needs.
Spider-Man, what were your first steps towards getting rid of the symbiote?
The realization that the symbiote was a malevolent force didn't come overnight. It started with subtle changes, uncharacteristic bursts of anger, a disturbing sense of satisfaction in my enemy's suffering, and an overwhelming sense of arrogance. The turning point, however, came during a particularly brutal encounter with Shocker. I was on the verge of crossing a line I knew I couldn't return from, when I saw the fear in his eyes. It was a stark reminder of what I was becoming, and that was the moment I knew the symbiote had to go. The first step was acknowledging that I couldn't do it alone. The symbiote had intertwined itself with my mind and body, making it impossible to simply peel it off like a suit. I needed help, but more importantly, I needed a plan. I started researching the symbiote's weaknesses, delving into any scientific or mystical avenues that could offer a solution. That's when I remembered an old lesson from my science classes: certain frequencies of sound could disrupt the symbiote's bonding process. However, the symbiote wasn't going to let go easily. It fought back, tightening its hold, trying to convince me that I needed its power. The internal battle was intense, a clash of wills. But I focused on the reasons why I had to break free: my moral integrity, the safety of my loved ones, and the core values that defined me as Spider-Man. Summoning all my strength, both physical and mental, I endured the pain and kept ringing the bell until the symbiote finally detached itself, slithering away in agony. That night was one of the hardest battles I've ever fought, not just against an external foe, but against a part of myself. freeing myself from the symbiote was only the beginning. I had to deal with the aftermath, the guilt of actions taken under its influence, the physical and emotional scars, and the knowledge that the symbiote was still out there, a lurking menace. Yet, in that moment of liberation, I felt a renewed sense of purpose. I was Peter Parker again, in control of my destiny, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.
Your suit and the technologies you use have evolved over time. What features of your costume and tech surprise or inspire you the most?
My suit and the technologies I use have come a long way since I first started swinging through the streets of New York. One of the most surprising and inspiring features has to be the web shooters. I still remember the thrill of perfecting the formula for the web fluid in high school chemistry class. It's incredible how something so simple in concept, synthetic spider silk, became such a versatile tool. Whether I'm using it to swing between skyscrapers, create protective shields, or even form makeshift parachutes, the web shooters are a testament to the ingenuity and creativity that underpin everything I do as Spider-Man. Another aspect that continually amazes me is the integration of advanced technologies in my suit. When Tony Stark first upgraded my suit, I was blown away by the array of features he included. The AI assistant, for instance, has been an invaluable asset. It provides real-time analysis, tactical advice, and even a bit of humor when I need it most. This level of technological sophistication not only enhances my effectiveness in the field but also serves as a constant reminder of how far I've come from my DIY beginnings. The suit's various modes and functionalities are equally inspiring. The Instant Kill mode, while something I hope never to use, showcases the suit's potential for both offense and defense in extreme situations. The enhanced durability and resilience of the suit have saved my life more times than I can count, allowing me to withstand blows from some of the toughest foes I've faced. Then there's the camouflage mode, which has proved essential for stealth operations, allowing me to blend into my surroundings and evade detection. I'm also continually inspired by the suit's adaptability. Over time, I've been able to tweak and modify it to meet specific challenges. For instance, when I had to deal with Electro, I incorporated insulation features to protect against electrical attacks. For underwater missions, I've developed a suit variant with enhanced pressure resistance and an integrated rebreather. This constant evolution ensures that I'm always prepared for whatever comes my way, turning every new threat into an opportunity for innovation. What truly inspires me, though, is the potential for future advancements. The field of nanotechnology, for example, holds incredible promise. Imagine a suit that can self-repair, adapt its structure on the fly, or even generate new web types for specific situations. The possibilities are endless, and the prospect of what the next breakthrough might bring keeps me motivated to push the boundaries of what's possible. Ultimately, my suit and the technologies I use are more than just tools, they are extensions of who I am as Spider-Man. They reflect my journey, my struggles, and my triumphs. They embody the blend of science and heroism that defines my mission. Every time I put on the suit, I'm reminded of the endless potential for growth and the unwavering drive to protect and serve the people of New York.
If you could have any additional superpowers, what would they be and why?
As Spider-Man, I've always relied on my agility, strength, and spider sense to navigate the complexities of crime fighting. However, there are moments when I find myself wishing for a few extra abilities to make the job a little easier. One power that comes to mind is the ability to heal rapidly, like Wolverine. The constant bruises, broken bones, and exhaustion take their toll over time. A rapid healing factor would not only keep me in top shape but also allow me to recover quickly and get back to protecting the city without the downtime that injuries usually require. Another superpower I'd love to have is telepathy. Being able to communicate mentally with others would be incredibly useful in coordinating with fellow heroes during team-ups or gathering information from enemies without the need for interrogation. Imagine being able to sense a villain's intentions or locate someone in distress simply by connecting with their thoughts. It would add a whole new dimension to my capabilities as both Spider-Man and Peter Parker, helping to protect my loved ones and the citizens of New York more effectively. Teleportation is another power that often crosses my mind. While swinging through the city is exhilarating and iconic, there are times when getting from point A to point B in an instant would be a game changer. Whether it's reaching a crime scene faster, escaping from a tight spot, or even just avoiding the rush hour traffic, the ability to teleport could significantly enhance my efficiency as a hero. Plus, it would be pretty cool to pop in and out of places without anyone noticing. One more ability I'd find invaluable is invisibility. Though my suit has some stealth features, complete invisibility would be a tremendous advantage. It would allow me to gather intel unnoticed, evade detection during covert operations, and get the drop on enemies before they even knew I was there. This power could help reduce the risk of collateral damage and ensure the safety of innocent bystanders during conflicts. Lastly, I often think about the power of flight. Swinging through the city is my signature move, but there are limitations to it, especially when it comes to high-speed chases or reaching areas with few tall buildings. Being able to fly would not only expand my range but also give me a tactical advantage in battles, allowing for aerial maneuvers and quick escapes. Plus, who wouldn't want to soar through the sky and experience that incredible sense of freedom? In the end, while these additional superpowers would undoubtedly make my life as Spider-Man easier, I've come to appreciate the unique combination of abilities I already have. They define who I am and how I approach being a hero. The challenges and limitations force me to think creatively and push my boundaries. And maybe that's what being Spider-Man is all about, constantly evolving, adapting, and finding new ways to rise above any obstacle, even without those extra powers.
Do you have any secrets or abilities that you haven't shared with anyone yet? If so, why have you kept them hidden?
As Spider-Man, there are few secrets and abilities I've kept close to the chest, even from my closest allies. One of the most significant secrets is my connection to the multiverse. A while back, I had an encounter with some alternate versions of myself from different dimensions. It was an eye-opening experience, to say the least. Each Spider-Man had their own unique powers and methods of fighting crime. The knowledge and techniques I learned from them have been invaluable, but I've kept this secret because the implications of the multiverse are vast and complex. Revealing this could cause panic or attract threats from other dimensions looking to exploit our world. Another ability that I've kept under wraps is a deeper sense of my spider sense. Over time, I've honed this ability to not just sense immediate danger but also to get glimpses of future events. It's not always clear or consistent, and interpreting these premonitions can be tricky. I've kept this ability hidden because it's still unreliable and I don't want to create false hope or panic by predicting events that might not happen. I also worry that revealing this power could lead to enemies finding ways to exploit or counteract it. I've also developed a new type of webbing that I've been testing in secret. This webbing can conduct electricity, making it incredibly useful against enemies like Electro or Vulture. However, I haven't revealed this innovation yet because I'm still working out the kinks. There's a fine line between creating a useful tool and a potential liability. I need to be certain it's safe and effective before deploying it in the field. In terms of personal secrets, there's my growing relationship with someone special. Keeping my personal life private has always been a priority to protect my loved ones from becoming targets. This relationship is still in its early stages, and I want to ensure it's solid before introducing her to the complexities and dangers of dating Spider-Man. Sharing this part of my life too soon could jeopardize her safety and our relationship. Finally, I've discovered that I have a heightened resistance to certain toxins and drugs. This came to light during a battle with a villain who used neurotoxins. While others around me were incapacitated, I was able to function and fight back. I've kept this a secret to avoid enemies finding out and possibly creating more potent toxins to counteract my resistance. It's a delicate balance. Revealing too much about my abilities could lead to greater threats. Keeping these secrets is a matter of strategy and protection. The more people know, the more potential there is for information to fall into the wrong hands. As Spider-Man, I have to be vigilant, and sometimes that means bearing the burden of secrets alone. It's all part of the responsibility that comes with the mask.
Spider-Man, out of the various alternate versions and adaptations of your character in comics and films, which ones do you find most interesting or significant to your story?
Over the years, there have been numerous alternate versions and adaptations of Spider-Man, each bringing its own unique flavor and perspective to the character. One of the most interesting and significant versions has to be Miles Morales. Introduced in their Ultimate Fallout series, Miles represents a new generation of Spider-Man. His story of stepping into the role after the death of Peter Parker in his universe brings a fresh and inspiring narrative about legacy, responsibility, and the diverse nature of heroism. His unique abilities, like the Venom Blast and Camouflage, add exciting new dimensions to the Spider-Man mythos. Another fascinating adaptation is Spider-Gwen, also known as Gwen Stacy, from an alternate universe where she, not Peter Parker, was bitten by the radioactive spider. Her story, as explored in Spider-Gwen comics, flips the traditional narrative on its head and provides a compelling look at how different circumstances can shape a hero. Her costume design and the punk rock aesthetic of her world are visually striking and have garnered a significant fan following. Their Spider-Man Noir version from their Spider-Verse series is another standout. Set in the 1930s, this gritty, film noir take on Spider-Man offers a darker, more hardened version of the character. The black and white art style and the inclusion of historical elements make this adaptation a unique and captivating addition to the Spider-Man universe. It's fascinating to see how the core values of the character remain intact, even when placed in such a different and challenging environment. From the cinematic side, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse deserves special mention. This animated film not only brought Miles Morales to the big screen but also beautifully wove together multiple versions of Spider-Man, including Spider-Ham, Peony Parker, and Spider-Man 2099. The film's innovative animation style and heartfelt storytelling captured the essence of what it means to be Spider-Man across different dimensions. It reinforced the idea that anyone can wear the mask, making it a powerful and inclusive narrative.
Who would you consider your friends among superheroes, and who do you feel closest to in spirit?
When it comes to friends among superheroes, there are few who stand out as not only allies but as close companions who understand the unique challenges we face. One of the first that comes to mind is Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. Our friendship goes way back, and it's built on a foundation of mutual respect and a shared sense of humor. We've had countless team-ups over the years, and Johnny's light-hearted attitude often helps to lift my spirits during tough times. Despite his fiery powers, he's one of the most down-to-earth guys I know, and our camaraderie is something I truly cherish. Another hero I feel a deep connection with is Daredevil, Matt Murdock. We both operate in New York City, often finding ourselves on the same streets, dealing with similar threats. Matt's relentless dedication to justice and his ability to balance his life as a lawyer and a vigilante resonate with me. We've faced numerous challenges together, and his counsel has been invaluable, especially when it comes to navigating the moral complexities of our dual lives. His unwavering commitment to protecting Hell's Kitchen mirrors my own devotion to safeguarding my neighborhood. Captain America, Steve Rogers, is another hero I hold in high regard. His leadership, integrity, and unwavering sense of duty have always been a source of inspiration for me. Steve's ability to stay true to his values, even in the face of overwhelming odds, is something I strive to emulate. He's not just a mentor but a friend who has offered me guidance and support when I've needed it most. His belief in doing the right thing, no matter the cost, is a principle that aligns closely with my own. I also have a special bond with Black Cat, Felicia Hardy. Our relationship has been complicated, to say the least, but beneath the layers of intrigue and occasional conflict, there's a deep understanding and mutual respect. Felicia's a reminder that the lines between right and wrong are often blurred, and her presence in my life has taught me a lot about trust, redemption, and the gray areas of heroism. Among the newer generation of heroes, I feel a strong connection with Miles Morales. Watching him grow into his role as Spider-Man has been both inspiring and humbling. Miles embodies the same sense of responsibility and courage that I felt when I first donned the mask. Our shared experiences and the unique challenges we face as Spider-Men create a bond that goes beyond mentor and protege. He's a reminder of the legacy we build and the future of what it means to be a hero. Lastly, there's Jessica Jones. Her tough exterior and no-nonsense attitude hide a profound depth of empathy and resilience. Jessica's battles with her own demons and her determination to protect others, despite the personal cost, resonate deeply with me. We both understand the weight of responsibility and the toll it can take on our personal lives. Her friendship and insights have been incredibly valuable, especially when dealing with the darker aspects of being a hero. These friends and allies each bring something unique to my life. Their strength, wisdom, and companionship help me navigate the complex world of superheroism. In them, I find not only partners in battle but also confidants who understand the burdens we carry and the sacrifices we make. Together, we face the challenges that come our way, knowing that we're stronger united than we could ever be alone.
Spider-Man, what advice would you give to others who are dealing with inner demons or external influences that distort their character?
Dealing with inner demons or external influences that distort your character is one of the toughest battles anyone can face. From my experience, both as Peter Parker and Spider-Man, here are some pieces of advice that might help navigate these challenges. First and foremost, it's crucial to recognize and acknowledge the problem. Denial only makes things worse, and facing your issues head-on is the first step toward overcoming them. When I was under the influence of the symbiote, I refused to see how it was changing me. It wasn't until I acknowledged the damage it was causing that I could begin to address it. Being honest with yourself about your struggles is essential. Next, seek support from those you trust. Isolation can make inner demons grow stronger, but sharing your burdens with friends, family, or a mentor can provide the perspective and encouragement you need. When I struggled with the symbiote's influence, it was the support of my Aunt May, Mary Jane, and even my fellow superheroes that helped me find my way back. Don't be afraid to lean on others. Sometimes, the strength to overcome comes from the people who care about you. It's also important to understand that making mistakes is part of the journey. I've made plenty, especially under the symbiote's influence, but every mistake taught me something valuable. Forgive yourself for past errors and use them as lessons to grow stronger and wiser. Self-forgiveness is a powerful tool in regaining control and moving forward. Another key piece of advice is to stay true to your values. External influences can warp your sense of right and wrong, but holding on to your core principles can serve as a compass during turbulent times. Even when the symbiote pushed me towards aggression and arrogance, remembering the values instilled in me by Uncle Ben helped guide me back to the right path. Your values are your anchor, cling to them. Developing a healthy coping mechanism is also crucial. Find positive outlets to deal with stress and negative emotions. For me, science and web slinging have always been great ways to clear my mind and refocus. Whether it's a hobby, exercise, or meditation, having a constructive way to process your feelings can make a significant difference in managing inner turmoil. Set small, achievable goals for yourself. Overcoming inner demons is a process, not an overnight change. Breaking down your journey into manageable steps can help you stay motivated and see your progress more clearly. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small they may seem. Finally, remember that change is possible, and it's never too late to turn things around. The journey to reclaiming your true self might be long and challenging, but it's worth every effort. There were moments when I doubted if I could ever rid myself of the symbiote's influence, but perseverance and determination saw me through. Believe in your capacity to change and keep pushing forward, one step at a time. In conclusion, dealing with inner demons and external influences is a complex and personal battle, but with honesty, support, forgiveness, adherence to values, positive coping mechanisms, achievable goals, and a belief in the possibility of change, it's a battle that can be won. Stay strong, stay true to yourself, and never give up.
It was an exciting journey into the world of Spider-Man. Thank you for being with us. Don't forget to subscribe to the Imaginary Interviews channel so that you don't miss new episodes and exciting conversations with your favorite characters. See you soon.